Blah. I knew that would happen. All right, now I'm back. Yada. What's up, sickos? It's me. I'm Bex, and this is Don't Call Me Diva, where we only talk women's wrestling. I run down the weekly matches of AEW and ROH, and we learn about the wrestlers who face them. I discuss lore. I make up lore. We fantasy book. We waffle up on tangents. We get really out of breath because sometimes we start our episodes insanely energized and then we have to catch up. We come back around. We make up songs. And that's the Don't Call Me Diva promise, sickos. This is episode 15 of the show. If you need to know about more about me and why we are here, go check out episode 1 in the playlist. How am I doing? Oh yeah, I'm doing good. We're looking great. We live in kayfabe here, and so in Diva Land. So let's settle in, sickos, shall we? Okay, maybe not quite the physically energetic intro next time, because yeah, bit breathless. Do we have some news today? Yes, we do. We have a tiny little bit of news. Miss Rebel had surgery to remove the tumor, and it was a success. Also, all healing vibes go out to you, my dear. Still dealing with everything from last year. So hopefully this is the end of it. Alex Windsor had signed with AEW and slapped me in the face, sickos. I had no idea that she was Mrs. Bruv. AEW is becoming quite the couples retreat, isn't it? Watch out for the timeless world champion and her bowl of khakis running around the backstage area. So, yay, I'm excited for her. She has actually been on AEW before. I completely forgot to look up what match that was because I'm a fraud. I'm a fraud and a charlatan. Why are you all here? So, with all that, you know what time it is, people. Now, bring the boom, shake your boobs. It's 4 hours of dynamite and collision. It's Fighter Fest. Yosh! Marina Shafir accompanies her boss, Mox. She has the briefcase that contains the map to where the world title is buried, as is Death Rider tradition and law. Marina is her usual stern self in a red PVC looking top, battle top, and some lovely black pants. She keeps her eyes locked on Mox as he fights the fabulous Briscoe. Meters away, anytime they are fighting on the outside, not interfering, but just being very there and very present every time they were on the outside. And that was quite a few times. Of course, there is shenanigans, but none of it was done by Marina this time. She was just, there just in case. Next up, we have the recently belted, now 5 belts, Monet. She was really determined to get that fourth boat back, wasn't she, once she realized that there was a clause in that little contract there. Now, here is the question, my dear sickos. It's got to be a new boat, right? But is it a new boat every title or repeat championship win? Or is it a winner's choice on what boat she gets? Logic says that every new belt unlocks a new boat for the CEO, and therefore lost belts equals a returning of said boat to its then home shed. Because I'm not sure how many other belt collectors have the same boat to belt stipulation out there. This is all very new to me. So I'm not too sure the legalities of it, but what I do know is that you have to have 3 belts to unlock boat mode. Okay? There you go. Heard it here first. Mercedes Monet is in Barbie Pink Sparkly as fuck. look, dressed with her silver tasseled sparkly boots and questionable sunglasses, as is tradition. Monet is here to watch the tag match between the timeless world champion and Mina Shirakawa versus Julia Hart and Sky Blue. Mercedes Monet's vocabulary seems to have glitched on the word darling because she can't stop saying it in that posh accent since her ring chat with the timeless one. Jesus. Mercedes is not joining commentary team though. Oh no, darling. She is having her own little table delivered with a glass of wine and a slab of meat. Mercedes takes selfies and Instagram shots during the match, and the steak looks rather chewy, I have to say. After the CEO's dinner delivery is complete, the world goes grey, but it's rainbows in our hearts because it's time for the world champion timeless Tony Storm. The entire crowd get to their seat. Get to their seats, they get off their feet. We are in Denver, Colorado, and they have always been a great AEW crowd, a good bunch of sickos out there in attendance. Luther is here to accompany the champion to the ring, who is decked out in all of her glorious silk cape swishness that graces the wearer as she floats backwards and forwards down to the ring. She is in a black one piece with white polka dots. Tony takes in the applause and then she glides to the ring in her silk cape, as I mentioned before, but in a very roundabout, kind of confusing way. Battle posing in the center with a final swish of her cape, color is brought back into the world as the butt-shaking beats of Mina Shirakawa hits. The bundle of joy that is Mina comes out to the entrance stage, decked in her fabulous jacket, and she is in her silver and pink gear. As she powers up for fighting with dance, the timeless champion gives it a little hipple shake. As Mina gets comfortable in the ring, the world turns black. Julia Hart and Sky Blue are coming out to Julia's music. Julia enters from Satan's doorway and fire erupts with every step. You a badass, Missy. They make their way to the entrance, and Julia makes her way to the entrance in the middle, and Blue is there, and they join hands. 3 steps down the ramp and fire erupts from both sides of the entrance stage. They make their way down to the ring and battle pose on opposite turnbuckles. It looks so cool. Sky Blue is in her black and blue battle gear, long black cape and her blue crystal crown. Julia is in her black and red baggy battle pants, black bikini, and a short, long-sleeved mesh top. Her iconic hat and jacket complete the look. Fuck! I love this. I love this so much. This fucking tag team is the fucking best. Mercedes has been working on her reaction reel through these entrances and is already posting to her socials. Mina and Tony check in with each other, and it will be Mina to start off against Sky Blue, who is getting incantations of power from Julia Hart whispered into her ear. The bell rings and they run at each other. Mina avoids the kick from Blue and she lays in forearms to Sky's chest. The crowd is loud. A snazzy reversal from Sky Blue puts Mina in the corner, but she employs quick feet and ducks the incoming attack from Sky by swooshing through the ropes, clucking Blue in the jaw with a forearm and then connecting with her noggin via a step-in Gamangiri. Nobody puts Mina in the corner. Sky tries to knock down Mina, but she is running on entrance dance power and is way too quick for Sky at this point. The one time Sky does catch Mina, she turns it into a Russian side leg trip, which slams Blue on the back of her head. Mina shimmies her way over to Timeless, very happy with how all that went, and she tags her in. Timeless hips and sparkle tits, which is what I'm calling Mina and Tony at the moment. Ah, it just runs off the tongue, doesn't it? Go for the double team on Sky and give her a double back elbow to the face off the ropes. Ow. Timeless squats and flattens out her back. Mina bounces off the ropes, vaults the world champion, and Tonilos onto Blue. Timeless goes for the pin, but it's a kick out at 2. Timeless continues her mission and gives Sky a rough backbreaker, going in for a quick pin, but is denied again from Miss Blue. The world champion snaps Blue into her corner via a snappy suplex, and then she tags into Mina. Blue tries to crawl over to her own corner, but Mina stomps down onto her back. Mina sets up for the glamorous driver Mina, and the crowd are going nuts. They are still on fire. Sky flips herself out of it and ends up behind Mina. Blue cracks her in the back of the head with a stiff forearm. Mina goes down. Blue whips her into the corner, cartwheels into a forearm to Mina's face, and Julia Hart tags in. Julia runs at Mina and drives her elbow through Mina's skull. She then goes to hammer throw Mina into the corner, but Mina reverses it. Mina runs at Julia, who is now in the corner, but is trapped. Julia lifts herself up, avoids Mina, and traps her upper body within the grip of her strong legs. It is tarantula time. The awesome submission that Hart utilizes the ropes for. She can only trap them in this painful hold for like a 5 count, but 4.5. By the time the ref gets around to that, it could be more like 7 seconds though sometimes, because sometimes they really flap about with like, "Ah, the ropes, I'm going to cut you out," and then they do the whole like 1, 2, you know. Julia uses her flexibility to really wrench back on Mina's limbs. Mina is released and she just drops to the mat. Something telepathic must have been going on between Sky and Hart, because as Mina crawls on her knees, reaching out to Timeless, Blue quickly scampers around the ring and pulls the world champion down from the apron. The champion's face bounces off the apron, and then Sky Blue slams her into the barricade. Mercedes is still on her phone and drinking wine, Cabernet apparently, according to Sir Excalibur, and the things he knows could fill an entire filing cupboard. Blue gets into the ring. Her and Hart are going to do some double team action on Shirakawa-chan. Mina gets hoisted up like a plank on both Blue and Hart's shoulders. Hart pushes Mina's legs up, and then Sky swings Mina down, slamming her back onto the mat with a sickening thud. Julia and Sky stand over Mina. Luther is desperately trying to bring the champion back to fighting spirit, and Mercedes just films the whole thing. Julia goes for a cover, but Mina is still able to kick out at 2. Julia deals more damage to the back of Mina's head by mounting her and repeatedly slamming it down into the mat. Julia pins her again and holds down Mina's wrists, but Mina is able to twist her body out before 3. In the distance, we can see that the Timeless One is on her feet, but quickly crumbles to the floor again. She's like, blah. Like that. Oh, she is still slowing her way to the apron to save Mina, who is currently getting choked out in the corner by Blue's foot. Sometimes I just do things and then I come back and my brain has to have a hard reset, and not good when you're trying to record something. But hey, it's all part of fun, isn't it? The ref breaks that up and Sky gives Mina a gorgeous snap suplex, doing more damage to the back of Mina. Blue goes for a cover but is denied at 2. Timeless is finally on the apron, but not on her feet. Mercedes takes a bite of steak and then chews it like she's listening to her own soundtrack, but it's like being driven by her mouth. It was something. Blue sees that Toni Storm is back on the apron and she just kicks her off, sending the world champion crashing back down onto the floor. Done with that bit of business, Blue goes back to Mina and sends her face first into the top turnbuckle. Julia tags in. Mercedes feeds the world champion by throwing a piece of steak into the Timeless One's open mouth. A moment neither of them could resist. And while that's going on, Mina gets double teamed again by the Sisters of Death. This time by a double clothesline. Julia goes for another pin, but Mina is still fighting and she kicks out at 2. Tony better watch out for that little meal. It might give her a stitch. The crowd really get behind Mina now and try to give her the oomph she needs to break out of the grasp of Julia Hart. The flying steak has also seemed to help Timeless, and Tony Storm is back up on the apron and is on her feet. Julia Hart gives Mina a snappy little suplex into a pin, but Mina kicks out at Blue runs over to Tony and tries to pull her off the apron again, but Tony is prepared this time and tries to fight her off. Blue gets what she wants though, and when Timeless is down, Blue knocks her block off with a stiff right. Blue then slaps her palm through Tony Storm's chest, and the champion is back down and in immense pain. She's going to need more than that little sniffle of meat. Sniffle of meat? Moving on. The crowd are doing everything they can to power up Mina, who is getting beaten by Julia Hart. Mina gets a little space between them and some elbow strikes to Julia's gut, but it is only a fleeting moment as Julia is quick to regroup and she plows through Mina. Mina lands hard on the mat and Julia attempts a pin. Mina kicks out, but the hurt keeps coming as Julia sends her into the corner and then slams a forearm right through her before tagging out to Blue, who continues to hurt Mina by slamming her face into the top turnbuckle. Ow. Mina gives Mina. Mina gives Mina some good times. Moving on. Blue gives Mina a swinging net breaker and goes for the pin. Mina is still kicking out before 3, though. Timeless is back on the apron and she is ready to jump in if needed, but so far Mina still has the strength to at least kick out. Blue drags Mina by the hair and tags in Julia. Tony is desperately trying to get Mina over to her for a tag. It's not working. Julia still has control of Mina though, and she climbs up to the top rope to perform old school on Shirakawa, who is being dragged along by her wrist. I really hope Julia renames that, not because of being meh. Actually, who am I fucking kidding? It's all because of the mirror. Blue has scampered around the ring in a flash and clocks the world champion in the noggin, sending her crashing down onto the apron. She has been getting away with so many shenanigans during this match. I almost feel like that they fucking did a invisible ritual of shenanigans on the ref, because this is ridiculous. She is not done though with her shenanigans. As Julia bounces off the ropes and plows a running forearm through Mina, Sky comes in to give Mina an extra kick to the soul for good measure. The ref has no control. It is mayhem. Julia goes for the pin, but it's the world champion who's back and she rushes in and plows straight through Julia to break it up before 3. Tony takes revenge on Blue, but Hart twists herself away from Timeless and then slams her down to the mat with a back heel trip. But Mina is up and clocks Hart with a rolling back elbow. Mina misses with a spinning fist, and once again, Julia can get the upper hand. Julia has definitely been leveling up and becoming quite hard to overcome in battle. Even Mercedes seems a tad worried, if we're honest. Julia beats Mina up on the top turnbuckle, but Mina gets the upper hand this time and flies at Julia with a swing blade from the top. The carnage from this gives Mina finally enough space to crawl over to the awaiting world champion and make that very important tag. This is the second tag of this whole match between the two of them, I think. At the same time, Julia Hart has reached Sky Blue, and the crowd go nuts as they run straight at each other. Honestly, Blue, her gives a fuck, have fucked out the door. She is just I'm just fucking going. Woo! She's like Briscoe in that way, or someone else. Who else just does that? Marina just does that. The Briscoe does. Moving on. The crowd are going nuts as they run straight at each other. Pow! The world champion wins because she decided to run at Sky Blue with 2 shotgun pow, pow, drop kicks. Luther's press from the Timeless one, and Sky Blue feels the force of the world champion's wrath. Tony Storm releases a battle cry, pounds on her chest, and then sends Sky Blue sky. Mina quickly gets into the ring and stops Julia with a rolling back elbow. Timeless and Mina come together in the ring, and perhaps it would be for others at a time like this, but for Mina and Tony, now seems apparently the perfect time for smooching. Blue and Hart see this as the perfect time to perform dual suplexes, though. But the tides get turned, and Blue and Hart find themselves being German suplexed into the opposite corner. Who could have picked that one? By the power of slapping hits and shaking tits. Why'd I call them again? Timeless hips and sparkly tips. Haha! Mina and Tony give Blue and Hart double hip attacks. Mina pushes Julia out of the ring, and Blue instantly gets caught in the World Championships TCM chicken wing submission. Blue is fighting, though, with everything she has left, but as soon as Timeless gets her in that body scissors, it is all over, y'all. She is tapping. Timeless and Mina are as clams, and Mercedes looks like the wine has turned to blood from the mummy's curse in her mouth and curdling. Timeless and Mina celebrate in the ring with a celebratory motorboat. No relations to Monet's boat, of course. These are a fleshy sort of boat, not a. We're moving on. And then Mina makes her way to a backstage. Timeless has some unfinished business with Mercedes' dinner. As Denver chants Tony's name, we fade to the back because Lexi now has a Will Osprey and she's getting the goss. I really enjoyed that match. I was very impressed by how much Julia and Sky were able to just dominate Mina, and like the way Sky was like just and then like just getting the timeless one like without her even realizing it, like completely getting her off thingied. I am mega brain today, people. Yeah, no, I was just very impressed. They work so well together, but so did Timeless and Tony. But you know, that makes sense. I mean, obviously, moving the feck on, Lexi is gorgeous, but she looks extra gorgeous in this episode. I would just like to point out, thank you very much. It is an interesting outfit that looks like two different but completely very complementary men's business shirts put together under a red corset, and blue and pink ties are like belts. Very cool. It's an outfit I haven't seen created before, and I love it on her. They are both interrupted by the annoying three-letter twat that is MJF. He threatens Will's son. Lexi gets the fuck out of there, and so do we. After some shenanigans from the men folk, we briefly stop by Miss Lexi again as she interviews the patriarchy. Good gravy! That is a dysfunctional family. Mother Wayne is, of course, mothering in her iconic way, dressed in all black. We move on. Lexi and her fabulous outfit come back again after a wonderful few matches, and this time she has a new task of interviewing the Don Callis family, though who can get a word in with those guys, right? How, I knew how to say this before I read this. How should, why is it that my brain can be like, yeah, I know how to say that guy's name, but then when my mouth gets involved, it's like, hey, she, hey, she. So we're just going to move on for that. You know what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm trying to say. My brain knows what I'm trying to say. My mouth couldn't give a fuck. He will be teaming with Kyle. Say my full name. My muscles are bulging out of my skin like sausages on the Barbie. Fletcher and Konosuke. I have flawless skin. Takeshita. Later on, we get a cool as fuck promo package from Tekla. She will be facing Lady Frost in her first AEW match, which is a brilliant opponent. Lady Frost kicks ass, and we are going to into that match right now. Yosh! Tekla's music hits and she is pumped. We are all pumped. Tekla is in black and red with a fluoro yellow decal, and spikes are all over her battle jacket. Her battle gear is black and red with chains and mesh. Her boots are silver. I freaking love it. It looks so cool. Yes, Tekla did get fired for punching out Taro Okada, the president of Stardom, but he deserved it. So don't feel sorry for him, okay? Tekla says something to the camera, but I can't catch it because Mr. Shivani was yabbering all over it. As he yabbers, I love him, but he's a yabberer. Yeah, I know that's pot calling kettle black. Um, I'm aware. Lady Frost is in her black and red battle gear with matching knee pads and black boots. Her hair is still black. She is not intimidated by the flashy entrance from Tekla and is ready to fight. The bell rings, but the two wrestlers are in opposite corners and they're just eyeing each other up, not running headfirst into battle. It's Lady Frost who steps forward, but Tekla quickly meets her in the middle, kicks Frost in the womb, and throws her into the corner. Ticklet runs a forearm through Lady Frost, who, sidebar, should absolutely be all elite now. She has been in many matches against the AEW roster and on ROH, and I am surprised she hasn't been signed to AEW yet. Tickler talks shit to Lady Frost and then gives her a stick kick to the side of the head. Tickler loves to talk shit, so she will be extra entertaining to watch. Lady Frost is on the mat hurting from the flurry of pain, and Tickler pounces on her and puts her in an impressive but very illegal submission. But now that I think about it, why is it illegal? So Tickler had Lady Frost's arm in like a leg scissors, right? Briefly, because Lady Frost manages to like pull it free. But her left arm was like trapped by Tickler, like back around like that, right? Tickler can take both, like, no, Tickler then takes both of her hands and shoves them into Lady Frost's mouth and then just like wrenches it open. And how is that illegal? Because if the DMD can do lockjaw, which is not like obviously pulling like her mouth apart, but it's like in there and like you're pulling it down. Why is forcing someone's mouth open illegal? Ponder on that one, sickos, because I think Tickler has a case here. Anywho, the ref counts her to 4, and Tickler has to go to Lady Frost's absolute relief. Lady Frost checks her mouth to make sure it's all still there. Tickler, rightly, I might add, gets in the ref's face while she is threatening the ref, though. Lady Frost has gotten to her feet and has some payback in mind for the toxic spider. Tickler ducks one of her kicks but gets nailed by the other one, sending Tickler into the ropes because, as you will soon find out, she owns those things, and that's probably not the best place you want to be sending Tickler. Lady Frost lets out a strong battle cry and runs at Tickler, but Tickler has wrapped her body up in the rope. In the ropes and clocks Lady Frost in the head with a quick, stiff kick that completely takes Frost off guard and impresses Denver greatly. Lady Frost is dazed as and trying to gain some stamina from Brett's healing rope of power. But like I said, these are Tickler's ropes, so good luck getting anything from them in a match against her. Frost gets caught up in the ropes and Tickler kicks the living noodles out of her. Satisfied with the work, she smiles at the camera and she leans on her friends, the ropes. Tickler comes back into the ring and starts slapping Lady Frost around, and Frost replies with a stiff schwack to the gut. Then multiple forearms to the skull of Tickler makes her stumble back enough to give Lady Frost the confidence to bounce off the ropes for a momentum, but she just ends up ficking herself and catapults right into a stiff as forearm from Tekla that everyone around the arena and watching at home felt in their chest. That was rough. Lady Frost hits the mat with a painful thud. Tekla goes into spider mode and perfectly spider walks in front of Lady Frost that looks highly unpleasant and in like a really gorgeously creepy kind of way. Lady Frost shrieks, and it sounds like some of the folks in the crowd were also a little unsettled. Frost has balls though and runs at Tekla, but Tekla springs into action and missiles herself at Frost for a devastating spear. Tekla pounces on the downed Lady Frost, and puts the death trap choke on her. Lady Frost tries to hold on, but she cannot think of a way out of this through this pain and needs to tap out. Tekla holds it on for a silly amount of time whilst staring down the camera. She finally lets go, but does not break eye contact with the camera. She scampers over to the ropes and says something again, but old yappity yap Shivani talks over it again. Tekla is not done with Lady Frost and she pounces on her and again puts her in the upper body scissors army thing, successfully trapping both arms this time and wrenches Lady Frost's mouth open again. What she did not expect, though, was a mad as fuck Queen Aminata running out, and she is armed with a deadly shoe. Tekla is like the shoe one of like in like the top five like most deadliest weapons in like the AEW women's roster at the moment. Tekla quickly lets go and gives the queen some space. She rolls out of the ring with a sadistic yet very satisfied smile on her toxic spider face. And I think that the battle between Tekla and the one and only is definitely in our future. And with that, my dear sickos, that ends our Fighter Fest rundown. That was a pretty fun show, Denver. You were great. You were fun. The venue was awesome. Fire. So it is always great when a venue can have fire. I'm always excited about that. And the things that have developed between the women who are in these matches is brilliant. So next week we're going to get Tony versus Julia Hart one-on-one, which I cannot wait to see. It is Summer Blockbuster, so it's another 4-hour shenanigans, people. Jesus Christ. I was all good because like I don't have to work the next day, so I'm like, I'm fine. Everyone around me was like fading, but like when you have me, like I'm that wakes you up, doesn't it? Now, get strapped in because it's time for Ring of Honor or Athena TV because the Forever Champ is making an appearance on this episode. Yosh! But first, put on your most absorbent pants because Layla Gray is here and she is in a tag team action with the awesome Dulce Tormenta. They are battling Thunder Rosa and also the awesome Penelope. No, Persephone. They both come out to the hip swinging goodness that is Layla Gray's entrance music. She sings this, by the way, and like if you saw the Hey EW episode of her with the wonderful RJ City, you looked about a little bad kitty. They both come out to Layla Gray's entrance music. Dolce? No, Dulce. I knew I was going to say that at least once. Dulce Tormenta, which means sweet storm, thank you, Sicotino, is in a lovely teal and deep dark purple battle gear, which complements Layla's lovely lavender battle gear wonderfully. Now, y'all know that I love Layla Gray, and I have purposely not spoken about this before because I was kind of hoping that eventually one day it would just go away. But it seems like it's here to stay. That fucking hat. It's an abomination. Respectfully. Dulce Tormenta has a heart on her mask and on her battle one piece, and it also has silver trims around the decal. It looks it's a gorgeous little outfit, gorgeous little battle outfit. Dulce Tormenta is from El Paso, Texas, and debuted in wrestling around 2015 as Delilah. Her family founded and owned the wrestling promotion EP Heroes, so that's where she debuted. She came back in 2021 as Dulce Tormenta and is currently the Gulf Coast Wrestling Alliance Women's Champion. Her signature move is the Plancha. Persephone is also from El Paso and debuted in 2016 under the name Black Widow to go with her Rudo, which is aka heel personality. She made the decision to unmask herself in 2023 on a AAA broadcast, and that's when she changed her name to Persephone. She is with CMLL now and won the recent CMLL Universal Amazons Championship by winning their Tournament of Champions. Her signature moves are the lasso from El Paso and the flatliner. Layla Gray and Dulce Tormenta do a cute as fuck work on the ropes battle posy thing, and like once they're in the ring, and they already are looking like a team together. It's so fucking cute. Thunder Rosa's music kicks in, which absolutely kicks ass, as we know. And Thunder Rosa bursts out onto the stage in her cool as fuck Mexican colors battle gear. The long jacket, which has wide, lacy cuffs, is so fucking cool. That battle coat and battle gear roll. Thunder's sugar skull face paint is more done in like a different kind of medium. It looks like she has like pearls have been placed around her eye, and then she's got like this little gold detailing that kind of comes around her jaw here. Persephone is behind her in a gorgeous shade of red battle gear, all shiny and strappy. She comes to the ring with a more serious vibe to Thunder's. She looks like she has evil intentions, to be perfectly honest, and so this should be a lot of fun. Thunder Rosa high fives fans at ringside before getting into the ring, and Persephone shimmies and beats her chest. Very Eddie Guerrero. It's very cool. I mean, obviously, there must have been someone like probably a bajillion people before Eddie Guerrero who did that. But, of course, that's just my first reference. The crowd are absolutely pumped for this, and we will have Layla Gray facing off against Persephone first. Right. Bexy sidebar. Greek myths were my damn as a young teen. So having a wrestler named after Persephone is very cool for me. She is actually named after the Greek god, so that's why I'm like actually no, she's not a god. Is she a god? Moving on. Oh, no, no, no. Yeah, she's definitely a god. Blah, blah, blah. Long story short, Persephone was the daughter of Demeter, the god of agriculture. Hades, which is her uncle, yoinked Persephone and held her hostage in the underworld as his queen because she was just so fine. And he was just like, she went here. And it was with the help and consent from her own father. And yeah, her own father, Zeus. Ew. Ew, ew, ew. When Demeter learned of this, she abandoned Olympus and the other gods to walk amongst the humans and let the grief just take her. The entire world became barren and famine spread throughout. Zeus was like, oh, yo, my bad. Hey, bro, want to give back that chick I helped you kidnap? Yeah, my daughter, your niece. And Hades was like, sure. Hey, Persephone, got your nose. And tricks her into eating pomegranate seeds, binding her to having to return to the underworld every year. When she comes back, Demeter is happy and the earth blossoms, and when she returns to the underworld, her mother mourns. Zeus is a big ass cunt burglar, as in he'll burglarize your womb for your kids. So, moving on. So, yeah, she's basically the myth that explains our seasons. Layla Gray and Persephone indulge in the handshake of honor as the bell rings. It's Layla Gray who gets the first attack in on Persephone, and it seems like the crowd may be against the lovely Miss Gray. Because, by the way, Persephone and Thunder are like, whoa, over with this. I think we're still in Denver. Layla runs to the ropes and Persephone leapfrogs her with ease. Oh, she runs off the ropes and she reads. Persephone catches the pump kick from Gray and then flings Layla over her head with a lovely single leg catch belly to belly and then pins her there. Layla isn't going to be beaten this easily and quickly and kicks out at 2. Persephone tags in Thunder Rosa and then body slams her to the mat. Thunder Rosa runs to the ropes, bounces back, and then body slams down onto Gray and goes for the pin. Layla Gray kicks out, but she doesn't get out of trouble as Thunder pulls her up and then lands multiple knees into her gut. Thunder Rosa then goes for multiple pin attempts on Gray, trying to wear her down, but the strength of Gray gets her out every time. This has reminded me from watching AEW. The word Gray, Grey. I thought that's how everyone spelled it, Gray. Spelled? Spelled. I am so good. Listen to my Aotearoa education going on. Spelled. That's how I spelled it. So yeah, Grey. That's meant to be normal. Weird people. Layla gets in space and then takes control, hammering forearms into Thunder's chest. She then switches it up with some quick cheeky pins of her own on Rosa. Thunder Rosa kicks out every time, so Layla switches it up with some quick and stiff kicks, dropping Thunder Rosa down with a low drop kick. Layla Gray goes for the pin, but Thunder Rosa denies her at 2. Layla, no. Yeah, Layla gives her a moment and then gets back on the attack. But Thunder Rosa has her own ideas and absolutely dominates Layla Gray until she just has to tag the fuck out of there to Dulce Domenta. Unfortunately, Dulce Domenta runs right into a toe trip from Thunder Rosa and then she goes and tags in Persephone. Dulce Tormenta gets stereo drop kicks from Rosa and Persephone. Dulce Tormenta is not putting up with this and gets Persephone down in a cheeky roll up, but Persephone goes, hold my beer, kicks out of it, and then pins Dulce with a scorpion stack, which is, my friends, someone rolling someone up in a high stack pin, but then you bridge over them. Woo! For extra measure. If she had won it right there, I would not have been surprised at all. But Dulce Tormenta knows how to kick out, and she kicks out at 2. The two luchadoras engage in a beautiful dance of violence. Dulce Tormenta's strength and quickness against Persephone's strength and flexibility. Not even a headbutt from Persephone could take Dulce Tormenta down. But a shotgun drop kick after a sharp whip into the corner does. Persephone climbs the ropes, gives her chest some good slaps for luck, and then moonsaults into nothing but mat because Dulce has avoided becoming the landing pad for that. Dulce Tormenta lands a stiff kick perfectly to Persephone's skull. She is dazed on her feet and stumbles towards the ropes, which Layla Gray pulls down on, and Persephone tumbles to the floor. That landing that Persephone had on the mat was literal. Boom. Damn. Like belly flopping. Oh, but I mean, that was worse. Layla Gray has evil thoughts Layla Gray lets the evil thoughts win and she plows a clothesline through Persephone on the floor. The crowd are very unhappy with Miss Gray, but she seems quite chuffed and rolls Persephone back into the ring. Dulce Tormenta continues her beatdown on Persephone. Persephone avoids one kick, but instead receives a stiffer one to the back of her head. Dulce Tormenta then rolls her up for a pin, but Persephone will still kick out at 2. Dulce Tormenta slams her into the corner and then tags in Layla Gray, who continues the violent dance on Persephone. Layla is revved up, and after a bulldog to Persephone, she rolls backwards into a dragon sleeper, and the transition is gorgeous. Thunder Rosa sees the danger and runs in to stomp on Layla's head, and she releases the choke. Thunder keeps running and goes for Dulce Tormenta, but Dulce is like, no, and throws her to the outside. Layla tries for another choke on Persephone, but Persephone will slip out of it and missiles a spear through Layla. Both wrestlers get their butts to their corners and tag in their partners. Both wrestlers run in, but it's Dulce Tormenta that gets knocked down by Thunder Rosa's clothesline. Dulce Tormenta takes every opportunity to get control of Thunder Rosa, but Thunder is just too good. Thunder Rosa stops. No, she stomps a hole into Dulce Tormenta from her wheelbarrow roll-up into the pop-up double stomp to the gut. Ow. Thunder attempts a pin, but she does not get the 3. Thunder Rosa quickly transitions into the Cobra Clutch, and this makes Dulce Tormenta instantly tap out, and fair enough. Thunder music, go! She hits, and they both celebrate in the middle of the ring. She calls on both Dulce Tormenta and Layla Gray to come back into the ring, and the commentators are like, "Oh, hey, what's going on here?" But it's like, yo, simmer down. This is all cool. She raises both of their arms, and all 4 women absolutely kicked butt, and everyone is just like gives them all the cheers, and it's a beautiful little thing. Thunder Rosa and Timeless Tony Storm are like some of the biggest freaking cheerleaders for this women's division. They're freaking best. We get a backstage promo a little tiny bit later from Thunder Rosa and Persephone, with Persephone starting us off with holy fraggles, yo. Okay, Persephone just unlocked a memory, and I have no idea what her name is, but she like looks insane, like almost the doppelganger of Persephone. She's just like a white Māori. It's mental. Whew! I have no idea who that chick was, but it was ages ago. Anyway, moving on. Persephone invites Thunder Rosa down to CMLL to help her out in a fight, and of course, Thunder Rosa accepts the match at ROH and CMLL's upcoming Global Wars, which I would like to point out they have been doing for years. So don't get it twisted. MXM and Johnny TV have a promo, so we get blessed by the fabulous Taya Valkyrie, who is decked in all of the chains, a sexy black mini, and those long black gloves, which everyone is impeccably dressed. Taya does a brilliant job translating Mansoor, and we move on. But now it's Forever Champ time as Athena's music hits. I am so excited. I haven't seen her for like so long, and she's been all like on the social media. So this is going to be very, very exciting, and I really feel bad for whoever she is facing. We get told that this is a proving ground match. Do we all remember what that means? Good. Okay, if you don't remember, the challenger has to win the match or survive 10 minutes with the champ to get a title shot. Okay? Okay. Athena is not happy. She's not her happy, unhinged self at all. And she walks just straight normally to the ring. Her face is stern, but her purple and white and holographic battle gear is popping. Her hair is all black. And Athena comes out with both spinning and non-spinning ROH World Championship belts, but the champion is definitely not spinning this evening. Rachel Armstrong has the pleasure of facing Athena, and she is in a very colorful two-piece battle gear with a star on each ass cheek and sparkles on one side of her face. Let's see what we can find out about Miss Rachel Armstrong, shall we? Now, I was thinking about this when I was writing this. No diss on the name Rachel, right? Because literally no diss. But is it a wrestling name? Anyway, she debuted 4 years ago and is from Indianapolis, Indiana. Her signature move is the 450 splash, so she is a high-flying woman on the go. It looks like she has had a few intergender matches in her career, like a lot, like first ones that she started off with, and she has worked in Eve over in Britain recently. Eve is an independent all-women's pro wrestling promotion, and it incorporates feminism, punk rock, and pro wrestling. So it sounds perfect for our dear sicko, Miss Brett Michelle. She'd fit in great. I remember watching some of those matches from Eve like yonkies donkeys ago when I wanted to see some of JB Hayter's work, and I just completely forgot about it. Rachel Armstrong is the current Wrestle Arts Global Women's Champion. As the two wrestlers walk up to each other for the handshake of honor, as is tradition, the crowd are solidly behind the world champion Athena. The bell rings, and Athena rings a bell of her own, Rachel's head. And then it's nothing but a world of pain for Armstrong. Athena goes hard, beating Rachel down in the corner. But before the ref can count her off, Athena tosses Rachel into the opposite corner and continues with stiff forearms, repeatedly smashing them into Armstrong's chest. This time, Athena snaps at the ref, who's trying to stop her, and she backs him down quick. The ref cowers backwards away from the enraged Athena. This gives Rachel space, though, and she ninja rolls out of the way of the incoming raging Forever Champ. Rachel is now able to move with and against Athena and counters out of a nasty attempted chokeslam and does a lovely wheelbarrow into an arm drag that gets the champion off her feet for a moment before she races back at Armstrong, who expertly ducks Athena's lariat and then rolls her off her feet. Rachel ninja rolls and then plants a kick right in Athena's face, followed by a sharp DDT. Rachel Armstrong climbs to the top rope, but Athena notices and rolls herself out of the ring. Rachel just adjusts accordingly and missiles herself at Athena with a tope suicida. But holy frying fraggles, people! Athena stands her ground on the floor and yoinks Rachel out of the air, completely stopping her attack. Just for fun, Athena slams her into the barricade, not once, not twice, but thrice. The crowd chant Athena's name, but she is glaring holes through the ref, who is just trying to be a verb. Athena rolls in to break the count, but only that. She goes back to the floor and then back to hurting Rachel by throwing her into the steel stairs. Athena is pissed and yells her frustrations at the crowd. This is not worthy enough opponent for the forever champ, in her opinion. Athena is the longest reigning champion in ROH and probably in maybe like the top 10 longest reigning championship reigns up until like now for anyone. And I agree with her. We need more top tier wrestlers facing her before she gets bored. She might already be bored. Rachel tries to stand toe to toe with the forever champ, but one rough clubbing forearm from Athena just bashes through her defenses and she beats Rachel down. Athena still has a firm grip on Rachel's wrist as she yells, "Who's the best in the world?" And this wakes Rachel up as she quickly leaps up on Athena's shoulders and brings her down with a crucifix into a roll up that gets absolutely stopped in its tracks by Athena. By Athena, who counters, deadlifts Rachel off the mat and lifts her high above her head. But this worked to Rachel's advantage, Miss High Flyer, as she quickly turns it into a Hurricane Runner and plants the Ring of Honor champion down onto the mat and for a pin. Athena breaks that shit at 2. Athena ducks in the incoming lariat from Rachel, wraps her up, and then flings her over her head and onto Rachel's own head with a swift suplex. Athena is still fuming. She brings Rachel Armstrong to her feet and up onto her shoulders in an electric chair. Athena walks over to the corner of the ring and climbs the rope, which is new and very impressive to do. But I'm not too sure what she wanted to do with this because Athena had, because no idea, because Rachel fought her by elbowing the living crap out of her face. Excuse me. My body came out to say hello, Athena, until she lets go, and then Rachel just back kicks Athena in the face, like right there. She's gonna mush. Athena lays out on the mat, and Rachel continues on up to the top rope. Yo, holy flying fraggles here. I know this has been a holy flying fraggles episode, people. Rachel executes the most beautiful 450 splash I have ever seen, but she lands belly and face first onto the mat. No Athena in sight as she has rolled herself out of the way last second. Holy crap. She propels herself to her feet from the impact, but it's not out of choice. That's just an involuntary body reaction. She just like is crumbled in a painful statue, and then she just falls to the mat. Oh, Jesus Christ. And they replayed it often. Athena has one last jaw-dropping, pants-soaking feat of strength as she hoists Rachel onto her shoulders and after a significant delay, slams her down to the mat with a straitjacket bomb. A thing of beauty. Then a two and a 3. Athena takes the win, but she still isn't happy. Athena looks down at Rachel with evil intent and starts laying into her. The ref tries to stop her, but she just staunches him out and he gets the spook out of there. Continuing what she was doing before being rudely interrupted, she grabs Rachel by the hair, having placed the world championship belt before her. But surprise, surprise, what do we have here? The sounds of Thunder Rosa's music hits and Athena jits it out of the ring, lickety split. She's like, maybe not. Thunder Rosa helps Rachel Armstrong to her feet, but in the other hand, she has the Ring of Honor World Championship. Athena, in her haste, had left it behind, and she is livid when she sees that Thunder Rosa has her belt in her hands. She is just yelling at the ref to get it back for her as we fade away. Sidebar. Dalton Castle's coming back. Okay, that's it. So that's the end of our weekly rundown. What do you think about that? There are some interesting things that are building up for our Grand Slam Mexico, which of course won't be this week, but it will be. Holy fuck! I've just realized that's going to be another 4 hours of tally, isn't it? That's going to be like 3 weeks in a row of 4 hours of tally. Well, I'm glad I don't work the next day. I'll tell you that. Jiminy crumpets. So basically, I mean, honestly, we say like 4 hours. I personally am not like, because it like I can watch 4 hours of wrestling easy fucking peasy, especially when we watch it, because we don't watch it live because of when the bloody time it comes out. We watched a little later, so we can like obviously like fast forward through the whole like musical interludes when they have like imposed ads. Only brings it down a little bit, but still, like I can pause it, I can do whatever I want. We can all do whatever we want. A whole group of us comes over. It's fucking fun as shit. So 4 hours and then 4 hours and then 4 hours again. I'm just like, that's fine with me. Leaves me with my Sundays free to like watch something else. That's all good. I get to do all this in one go and voila. Still gonna bring the boom, shake the boobs because it is still technically dynamite. Um, but we're basically getting like 3 weeks of like free pay-per-views. Well, I mean, not free if you have to pay for the subscription doohickeys, but like semantics. How lucky are we? How so freaking lucky are we? And next year's this week's episode is already going to be like a big one, like with the blockbuster. But next week with the Grand Slam, holy shimmity shangos, that's going to be mental. And then Forbidden Door's got to be coming up pretty damn soon too, because I know that is before All In, right? Yeah. So, Jimmy, strap in, people. Some of you may have to still have to do this in clumps, but whoo, I got to tell you, a 4 hour show with my energy level, I sleep like a baby afterwards. I'm just like, I just chill out for like an hour or two, and I'm just like, it's great. Have wrestling dreams. It is awesome. So that's what's coming up with the sickos this, upcoming weeks. Awesome. And we are so close to All In. I am so excited. So fucking cool, yo. Everyone who's going, go. Be loud, because I will be watching and judging. Forever judging. All right, moving on, my lovelies. We are going to talk about the Fourth Rope Wrestling promotion, YOSH. So, unfortunately, they don't use 4 ropes in their ring. I mean, it makes sense because you'd have to like build your own, and I know that's a bit tricky, but hey, it would have been fun. But so you may of some of you out there may have heard about a lovely AEW fan by the name of Westside Gun. Anyone? Anyone? So, of course you have. Well, this is his wrestling company. They have had 3 pay-per-views so far. They've all been called The Heels Have Eyes. So The Heels Have Eyes 3, it started off because the other Heels Have Eyes are both of them his albums. I think they're from his albums, like the first one and the second one. So like that's kind of cute that like the pay-per-view has been like, these are my albums, but then we're gonna move it on. I don't know. I can't really like describe the cuteness of it like merging in my brain. Y'all will be so surprised about that. But it's adorbs and I love it. So the first one was called Steel Praying, which I'm sure if I like hacked up an American accent would sound like still praying, I'm sure. But I can't do that. Well, I could, but we just won't. Heels Have Eyes 4 is just called Atlanta because I guess Atlanta doesn't need any doesn't need any more explanation. And the Heels Have Eyes, just Heel Have Eyes, for the culture was very, very recent. They did that with GCW, and it was this month. Oh, no, sorry. And then this month, they have a fourth one, which is coming up in Paris. Now, me and the lovely Shane were discussing this before, and with his wonderful information and with our amazing detective work because we are on the pulse. That coincides with Paris Fashion Week, so that's fucking cool. Passion Week, Passion Week. That's a whole different kind of week. So, apart from all of that, I couldn't find anything else about the creation of Fourth Rope. Like, unfortunately, their website doesn't have much like in-depthy detail about all that kind of mean. But that doesn't obviously mean that I haven't missed something or I've overlooked something. It was probably in an interview. And this was like 2 a.m. last night, and I was like done with interviews. So yes, I probably have like missed like him talking about it. So I apologize, but I couldn't find anything written down. It's a new promotion. And it incorporates live music as well. So there's always rap artists doing their shtick. And I think he has DJs do stuff as well. I mean, obviously at the same time. Fuck. Have I ever said like a more white sounding sentence than that? Fuck me. All right. So the steels, the Heels Have Eyes 3, Steel Praying, was in Chicago and it featured a women's tag match. The Juggernaut, Jordan Grace, and Alexis Littlefoot were versus Jocelyn Navarro and the TNA Knockouts World Champion, Masha Slamovich. Jordan Grace is in red and yellow battle gear, which to me, and might even be intentional, looks like fireman's gear. Is it meant to be fireman's gear? I haven't watched one of Jordan's matches in quite a long time. The last time I saw some of her stuff was even before she had beefed up for her bodybuilding quest for gold, like back then. And then she turned from the powerhouse to the juggernaut. So I haven't seen much of her stuff since then. So I'm not quite too sure. Like I said, she was still in TNA when I watched her, and I honestly expected her to be the next woman to. Did she claim the men's world title in TNA? Am I saying that she didn't just because I can't remember and I felt like she should have? Shit. I can't be bothered looking that up right now. You can't be bothered me looking up right now because you are on your phone right now Googling whether or not that happened. So, she is now in the Wubbly Wubblies NXT. Jordan debuted in 2011 and has won 14 championships in her 14 years. I wonder if they mentioned that, including being Impact Women's Champion twice and the TNA Knockout Champion 3 times. Sorry, Julia. Alexis Littlefoot, the big flexer. She is in all blue and it looks fabulous on her. Her battle gear is a blue camo pattern and she wears a giant blue fluffy jacket topped with giant shades. I absolutely love her look. Alexis debuted in 2022 and is from Lexington, Kentucky. She has been on AEW television before in a match against Nyla Rose on Dark. Jocelyn Navarro is gorgeous in white and silver battle one piece. Well, it's a whitey silver battle one piece. You know what I'm saying? It's all very sparkly with a Jamaican flag draped across her shoulders. Jocelyn is from Cleveland, Ohio, and she debuted in 2016. She has won a championship in multiple wrestling promotions. Tons. She is fantastic. Masha Slamovich was born in Moscow, Russia. The current TNA title holder is also the GCW title holder, which is the Juggalo Championship Wrestling. And she is just recently the ICW Women's Champion. Her battle gear is all punk goodness. She debuted in 2016 as well as Skin Ripper, and I love that name. She totally should have like kept it. Like, oh my God, like if that's going, I want it. Just call me fucking Skin Ripper. Oh, that's such a cool name. But no longer that. As Marsha Slamovich, she defeated Chris Statlander for the VPW's Women's Championship, and that broke her world title cherry. The set for the show looks really good. It's minimal but very effective. They just have like one like lighted up tunnel that they come through. And they had a real decent crowd too, who was pumped for everything the women were doing. And it seems like a really fun environment to be a wrestling fan. So like if they were that pumped for like the women's stuff, they would have been going equally as crazy for like the men's stuff as too. So it was all a really, really good vibe. The ring was in all red, including the ropes, and it was really freaking cute. But when someone got thrown into the turnbuckles, they made this little I didn't expect that. And they came right into my headphones and I fucking died. Slamovich and Navarro won that match. It was very cool. You can see all these on their YouTube channel as well. All for free. You can all watch them. The Hills Have Eyes 4, which was in Atlanta, had Masha Slamovich facing Tiara James this time. This match was a brilliant match, and the crowd again were on absolute fire. Tiara James is strong. Wow, she is from Cincinnati, Ohio, and debuted 3 years ago, though she doesn't work like she's only been in the biz for 3 years. Like, hell no. Tiara James has exquisite battle gear. She sparkles like diamonds. Great freaking match. Both hit really hard. Masha wins with the Requiem. The Hills Have Eyes for the Culture was in Las Vegas. Ah, would have been Las Vegas when all the other Vegas stuff was going on. I am smart. Our boys, the Hurt Syndicate, were there with MVP and those beautiful men's tag belts. The ring is now black and it has red decal. Red decal? Yeah, red detailing. I like the words and everything, all in red and shiny red. And I like that a lot. I did like the all red, but seeing now the black with the red, visually pleasing. Very, very chic. I like it. Very chic. There are two women's matches on this card. A tag match of Masha Slamovich and Alexis Littlefoot. And Haley J and like just some chick called like Vix Crow. I don't know. She looks really cool. I kind of like her. Like I might be like a fan, like maybe. So Haley J is a loose fucking goose, and Vix Crow is just yeah. Freaking love Alicia Fox. Now Vix Crow. She freaking rules. I have always goddamn loved her. She cracks me the fuck up when she is in the ring. Beautiful comedic wrestler. Her Northern Light suplex is like, don't even, ma'am. That is mwah. Her kicks, beautiful. Love her so fucking much. So glad she is back in wrestling. Hollywood Haley J debuted in 2020. This woman is unhinged. This Hollywood Haley J. Oh my freaking god. I may have mentioned it a little later, but it's just coming to my head right now. This woman jits it out of the ring when she tags out, and Vix Crow is just the only one in the ring. She's having some fun, but Haley J goes out into the crowd, and I'm not too sure what part of her body she was shaking, but all of a sudden, dollar bills were like all over her. Someone in the crowd was just making it rain all over that little booty, and she was stuffing them into everything. Everything. They were in her tits, they were in her armpits, they were in her pants. Oh my God. She was doing that for ages as well. She was just like, you don't need me. I am just going to go out and do a little side hustle. She is unhinged. I love her. I love her. Hollywood, Haley J. Fucking, you will not be disappointed. Even if you just go and watch this match, it will just make you want to watch all of her shit. She's fucking unhinged. Oh my God. Um, so anyway, she is currently the WOW Tag Team Champion under the name Holly Swag with a Penelope Pink. Haley J has been on Collision before, facing Sky Blue on a dark match. Facing Sky Blue on Collision. Did I say that? Yeah. And on a dark match against Taya Valkyrie. I would be interested to see if she is in her full character glory in these matches. The match is a a fabulously fun match with some beautiful comedy sprinkled in there. Yeah, as I say, she went into the crowd, got like absolutely like, you know, doused with money. Vix Crow keeps trying to tag in the non-existent tag partner, and she always seems very surprised when she like goes around to tag and she's like, hmm, that's interesting. I'm sure I had a tag partner there at some point. Maybe I left them in the car. Who knows? Marsha and Alexis do win though. Holly Hood, Haley J, and Vix Crow have an altercation after the match. And then Haley J just like goes and like grabs her fucking loaded sock at the fucking rocking it. And she just like swings it and like takes out fucking Vix Crow. She is a menace and I freaking love her. She is unhinged. You need to check her out. Tiara James had a badass ring jacket this time. This thing was huge. Oh my God, it's red, it's fluffy as fuck. And she is facing Maya World. Maya World is from Greenville, Texas, and debuted 2 years ago. She is the current VIP Women's Champion, the HOT Women's Champion, the Inspire Pro Pure Prestige Champion. Maya has been on ROH facing Athena and Queen Aminata. I think we watched the Athena one and she died. But I can't remember the Queen Aminata one. I'm not too sure if we were doing this then. On Collision, she also fought against Thunder Rosa and she was destroyed by Megan Bain on Dynamite. Both wrestlers, though, are very strong. Tierra won with the backstabber, but it looked like Maya World got legit injured, but I couldn't actually find anything written about it, like not even on her Instagram, which is rude. But it kind of looked like the match got stopped like prematurely because of like a legit injury. Like the backstabber didn't go the way a backstabber should go. Like they didn't have the timing. So I do wonder because Tiara had Maya's hair in her hands. Um, and usually with like a backstabber, you hold the shoulders and then pull back. But yeah, she was holding onto her hair and for whatever reason, Tiara went down on her back with her knees up and, of course, like pulled Maya down to come with her. But Maya wasn't going with her at the same time. So it kind of looked real wrenching, like on the neck. You know how sometimes you can see things, but don't you know what, you do internally? But then that was like it. And like the way the ref did the count too, he didn't hit the mat for the third. Like some people, how like it's happened with like someone's like missed their mark and they were meant to kick out, but like the ref's like, you meant to fucking kick out. And then she must have like said something to him real quickly because he was like, and then he was like, nah, we're fucking done here. Like match done. And then she got helped out by the ref. But yeah, nothing on her socials, nothing written or anything. The only thing that is written is people just say that Tiara James won by backstabber. And it's like, well, kinda, technically. But yeah, I definitely think it was a ref stoppage instead. And yeah, I don't know. But she's obviously wrestling, so I mean, although that was the recent pay-per-view. Have I seen her? Oh yeah, no, she's wrestling. Yeah, so she must be okay. It just must have been like, like a quick like pull or something, and then like your muscles are all just like, you know, you, you bitch. You know how like muscles like to do when like you're just trying to live your life. Anyway, what are your thoughts, my lovely sickos? If you so wish, you can leave them as little comments in the appropriate sections of wherever you are. I love doing this. Have you noticed? Let me know if there are any women's wrestlers or matches you'd like me to talk about. And if you would be so kind as to like and subscribe whilst you're there, I'd be very grateful. You can find more lurking in the dungeons of threads at Bex_Bastet and under a three. I don't know why I got like this because this is so not a three. And Sky Blue at Bex-Bastet. Today, I want to shout out Brett Michelle, my sicko in crime, the one, the only, Mrs. Ass herself, the fabulously trans artist of many mediums who has a great show on all podcast providers and YouTube called The Hard Way with Brett Michelle. Happy Pride, my friend. Mwah, I love you. As always, thank you to Shane, my excellent producer, editor, promoter extraordinaire. Go check out some of his work on the Ethos Media Network. Go check out the Sickos Club and at Sickos Club on Threads. You've never met a more, what is it, inclusive, smart, kind, and talented bunch of silly sausages until you get hooked up with those sickos. This is Don't Call Me Diva. Women's Wrestling Rules! Don't be a dick.